Hi guys, it's Jessica from La Bruja Jessica, and if you hear any cars in the background, I'm currently at Forest Falls in California. So I wanted to talk about an experience that I recently had, which was about 2 months ago, or maybe a month and a half ago. And it's really awakened me to something new, to a whole new perspective. And I want to even say, it's possible that I have been channeling this information but not really realizing what it was, because yes, I am spiritual, but I'm also learning every day, so I don't know everything, right? And I literally have been trying to figure out what to make of this. Who do I talk to about this? But it doesn't seem like a lot of people know what I'm talking about, or they kind of do like an eye roll, or they think you're crazy or whatever. So I wanted to make a video to see, how do people feel? Like, have you guys had similar experiences, or is it just me? And I know it's not just me, because I feel that something is happening during this time, this specific time, okay? Not with the politics, I'm just talking about everything spiritually speaking. So I was meditating, like I said, a month and a half ago, and I just heard the word Lemuria. And I've never heard this word before. Never. I've heard of Palladians, or Palladians. I don't even know how to pronounce it, okay? But the Palladians, I had seen what I know now as them, right? I had seen them as these blue beings, and I didn't really understand what that was. I was like, okay, I just probably channeled something or saw something that was pretty much, I don't know. I didn't know what to make of it, right? But back to my meditation about the Lemurians. So when I did that, I just heard Lemuria, like that. And I was like, what the fuck is that, And all of a sudden, I went into this channel, this state, where I just like heard this like, and it came around the side of my ear. And I started to see imagery. And I went into the depths of the ocean. And it was all black. Everything was all black. And then these things started to sprawl out, and they looked to me like, life all the way at the bottom of the ocean, but kind of like jellyfish, if you can, I don't know if you can imagine that. So I thought, wow, there's something really special with jellyfish. There's something maybe untapped, or maybe there's like a lineage down there, that we still haven't discovered, in the depths of the sea, right? And then I started to go into like these visuals of like geometric shapes. And that's kind of been happening too, as I've noticed when I connect with other deities. But, this was more like, everything was just very peaceful, like a very good feeling. I didn't feel scared at all. I didn't feel like, oh my God, what's happening? I felt so at peace. And I felt like this was something that I had been missing, or something that I was a part of, possibly in a past life, and I had forgotten. And now that this has happened to me, I have been receiving communications from them. It's like it's so strange. It's like they're not a physical form, but I could literally like connect with the Lemurian beings, and they will relay information to me. And again, it's nothing fearful. It doesn't feel wrong. It feels like it's just so peaceful. I don't know how to explain it. It's just so freaking peaceful. And it's an understanding, a way of life that is so different from what we have been taught this whole time. And so I started to think about it even more. And prior to me, saying, hey, I am a witch definitively within my heart and soul, I had been having these dreams about these beings, and they looked very extraterrestrial to me, but they were not scary at all to me. You know, it was just kind of like, oh, it's these beings again, you know. And then I remember, you know, a long time ago that I was also meditating, and I would always be in the ocean. I would be in the ocean, but when I was in the ocean, I felt like a sense of like sadness, you know, like what just happened, like, and when I looked in the distance, I saw what looked like Greece to me, and I couldn't understand. I'm like, what the hell am I doing in this ocean? Why am I here? And I was just floating in the ocean, and I just felt like, that's what I felt. I felt like devastated. And I was like, why do I feel devastated? Like, why do I feel like everything's just been ripped away from me? And I'm literally in this ocean. And so when I started studying about Lemuria and just kind of like where it is, and I still don't quite understand the geological aspect of it, but I don't know, something feels very tied to it. So when I saw where Lemuria was and where Atlantis is, right? Because there are two different things. I'm like, was I Lemurian and went to Atlantis, like to like start this new life? And somehow, you know, everything happened and I ended up in the ocean somehow, some way. Because it was, you know, it was strange to me. And so I've been reading this book. It's called Lemuria and Atlantis, Studying the Past to Survive the Future. Okay, and everything that I've been reading thus far has just been kind of like opening new chapters in my mind, and things are starting to make a lot of sense now. And so it's kind of hard for me to relate to this world anymore, to relate to this realm anymore. I feel like I've been kept from something so wonderful and so blissful, and like happiness and like, you know, a complete wholeness. I feel like I've been kept from that, and it's hard for me to kind of just be in this position of like, you know, where we have to work to literally make somebody wealthy or rich, you know what I mean? Or we have to just to get by. Because the feeling that I get, you know, with Lemuria, I just feel like it wasn't like that. None of the shit that we deal with now was like that, okay? And so it's like almost like a sadness. It's like a mourning as well. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, you know, like when you just wake up and you're just like, oh my God, and you're still in the fucking bad dream, or you're still in, you know, you're still in the nightmare. This is the nightmare. This is the freaking nightmare, you know? That's what this feels like to me. And so I'm like, who the fuck designed this? You know, like, who designed this? How did I even come into this shit, you know? And then like now with everything that's going on as well, you know, now moving on to political stuff, you know, it's just like, how, you know, how did we even get here? But so in the book, one of the interesting things that I did read was about, you know, the Aztecs. And so I am, you know, I do define myself as a Mexican American, or an indigenous or a native, you know, to, obviously because Mexico once upon a time was a part of the Americas, okay? And so in the book though, you know, I forgot his name. I just forgot his name. I blanked on his name. But what's his name? Anyways, I'm gonna have to remember that. But in the book though, I believe it was the emperor of, you know, the Aztecs, the leader of the Aztecs. I would have to look. I should have highlighted certain things in this book. But he would always give credit to, you know, the alt beings, right? Or, you know, like, oh, my ancestors that came from, you know, this is how they were able to build the temples and do all these amazing and wonderful things and build like such a thriving civilization before Cortez came and, you know, pretty much said, F that, and you guys are going to work for me now, you know? And so, it was interesting to know that we have a connection to, you know, Atlanteans, right? Have a connection to the Aztecs, to the Mayans, and there's a lot there. So there's a lot of knowledge and you know, and wealth, you know, not, you know, money wealth, okay, like just a wealth of like spirituality, and it's insane. So that's just what I've been feeling, okay? And so I just wanted to come on here, wanted to make this video because I'm like, is anyone else having these awakenings? Is anybody else having these connections, or am I the only one? The other thing that they voiced to me, because I have had, you know, and aliens are real. Aliens are real, okay? But not all of them are good aliens. And so they told me the ones that take, like, so basically the ones that have been abducting people, they told me it was because they're like a dying species and they needed to do that in order to survive. So Lemurians are not alien beings. They're not like gonna make you feel, if you feel fear in your heart and if you feel scared at any point, don't do it. And so I have connected with alien beings at some point, and I just remember feeling fear, and I was like, no, that's not for me. And yeah, they do sound scary, okay? They do sound scary. So I just felt like there was like a desperation, you know, that they were like, fuck, we have to take, you know, this, or we have to, you know, take certain people, do certain things in order to, you know, to keep their species alive. And who knows if they're even done with doing so. So, and I know this might all sound crazy, but I'm at the point where I don't give a fuck anymore, because I'm like, at this point, I just feel like I'm awakening beyond what I ever could have thought. And maybe people might make fun of me and say, you know what, you're crazy, but I've been hearing that ever since I said, you know, hey, definitively I'm a witch and I do tarot, and I, you know, so it's like, okay, what else are you gonna tell me? You know, that I'm gonna burn in hell? What hell? You know, the only hell is the one that you're creating, right? The one that you're projecting onto other people, okay? So it's like, please save it, sweetheart, because, you know, the hell you're wishing for me is the hell you're gonna burn in, okay? Period. So I've heard it all. I've heard it all, and I'm just at a point where I don't give a fuck anymore, and I literally want to like connect to people who are like-minded and who have had these experiences, or at least have more information about it, because I do feel alone in this situation. I do feel like I don't have anybody to talk to other than the Lemurians, right? So yeah, I'm trying to think what else have they told me. It's like so many things, and I'm like, dude, I need to, so then I have this tarot deck, right? And so I'm like, what do the Lemurians want to teach me? Like, what do they want to teach me? And the card that came out was magic. Magic. I thought that was so beautiful too. I'm telling you guys, like, there is a connection with Lemurians, Atlanteans, Palladians. The Palladians, man, they are on a whole nother level. That right there, I don't know if I've necessarily, see, that's why I'm like, are Lemurians, Palladians, like, are they related? Again, I would love to know more about this, but for now, I am reading this book, and I have bought other books too, so that's going to be my next read. But if I could connect with people, that would be awesome, you know, just to hear their experiences with it, so that way I could be like, oh, that makes sense. But the Palladians, for sure, they're here now. I can feel I could feel it. They are here now, and they are ready to work with people. They are ready to awaken people. They are a bluish energy. I have seen it, and like I said, I didn't understand it then, but they are a bluish energy, and they're strong. They're strong. It's just like, and again, it's not a feeling of fear. Again, so if you're connecting with any being, and at any point it's like, do this, you know, and just like, hold the fuck on, you know, Because remember, you have free will at the end of the day, okay? So if you ever feel fear in your heart, it's not the right thing to be working with. Whether that be a deity, a spirit, or, you know, an alien being, whatever you're connecting to. If you feel fear in your heart, don't do it, okay? But when I have connected with Lemurians and also Palladians, I've felt nothing but peace, just nothing but peace and belonging and understanding. And I'm literally just waiting, you know, for those teaching moments. And I feel that this is going to be the year, definitively. I mean, mark my words, this year is going to be a definitive year for me on my true path, on my true course. It's like, it's a feeling of like, we were waiting for you. We were waiting for you. And I'm like, I'm here, you know, I'm ready. So I'm excited. Like I said, I have a ton of reading to do. I have way more books that I'm excited to read. I'm also, you know, reading others. I'm studying other things too. But yeah, it's like, there's no way. There's just no way. And I just want to kind of, and then I also want to end this video with Jesus, and, you know, because that has also kind of come into my my spiritual path as well. And the things that I've seen and learned about Jesus, not through the Bible, okay, not through the Bible, just in my heart, have been so amazing and so beautiful. And just to see like what he was capable of, like he was truly the fifth element, guys. Like he was truly the fifth element. It was like there were other ascended masters around that time, but he was the one that could like take it to another level. And I feel that his path was just such a beautiful path here. And so I don't follow the word or the words in the Bible. I don't follow anything, because it's like, if you look around today and with everything that's going on, you know, just politically in the United States, and seeing everything that's happening, you can't tell me that's Jesus. You cannot tell me that's Jesus. If you've ever felt Jesus in your heart, if you've ever felt that, you would know that it's an infinite amount of love. I feel that I'm evolving past my own influences, past my own upbringing, past my own biases, or, you know, even anything that I ever thought, you know, growing up. I'm shedding a lot right now. So this has been a very definitive year, like I said, for me. So I'm just gonna, you know, continue on this journey, because this feels so right in my heart to me. And so I would love to hear from you guys to know, hey, is this something you guys have been experiencing, or is this just me? You know, and like I said, I highly doubt it. And so maybe my bravery and me speaking about this and actually saying something about this will make you feel comfortable, for you to say, you know what, I do feel that, and I have been experiencing this, and you're not alone. So, you know, yeah, just wanted to put that out there. All right, thanks for watching.